Hey guys, Anthony 4x4 Touring Australia. Review for you on the Kaon. We're going to include in this one mainly the Kaon rear storage shelf, and also a little bit to do with the Kaon cargo barrier, whether you need the barrier for the shelf to work. We've obviously had the shelf up there for probably getting close to about 18 months now, and very happy with it. So if you want the short review, love it. In the 120 we haven't got that one up there, so we are comparing the difference on purpose. We've got a very similar storage system in each vehicle, as you will have seen, at a similar height. We've got some awesome systems where those containers, they fit nice and tight, right? Well, you know, they don't slide sort of thing, and you can fit 4, so you could fit 8 in there. But basically what we do there is we have a box with, this is what we call the pantry, this area. We're doing a review on that and we got sidetracked, but look, the food, all the leftover spare, the stock of food goes at the back, and the 4 containers we use regularly with smaller stuff, they jam in there and that sort of locks it in. But anyway, that's another video, isn't it? So this Kaon rear storage shelf up there, bloody awesome. I've got to tell you the truth there. That was my idea. Anyway, so I'll take a little bit of credit, but of course it's Kaon's awesome design that made it work. I just had an idea, they made it work. Now, there has been some bags they've shown and other people have shown that go over or under this storage shelf. In my opinion, not needed, but of course each to their own. It's going to be different for everybody depending what their circumstances are, and it's going to be different for everybody whether they even need that shelf there. But as we've pointed out in other videos, if you've been watching, the storage of the vehicle, it's kind of a waste of space. You can't just stack things up from the bottom, and that's why we've got this storage system with shelves there. And in the other vehicle, we've got a shelf there, and typically what we would do, you can see on our storage system, we've got a slide about a 15-20 mil edge, and that's so things don't sort of go off the sides, even though there's a bit of room over the side. So typically in the 120, what we do, we even put things like, so when you go away on a big trip, so you're going up north and it's probably going to be warm, but you're always going to take jackets and things in case you get cool nights or in case it rains, this sort of thing. So what we would do is stuff all that stuff we don't need right up, because it's lightweight. Now remember about the loading of the vehicle and how much weight you should carry on your roof and all that sort of thing. It's not just about how strong the roof is, okay? And we're going to do a video on that. So if you haven't already, subscribe, turn the bell on so you don't miss that information and those reviews. Could be on either channel, I'm not sure. But you've got to think about what you put up here. That's why you can see things like rolls of toilet paper. They fit perfect height, right? Personally, I don't like to damage the roof lining, so I wouldn't want to be jamming bags up in and out of there. And if you've got something rectangular shape and packed tight with stuff, it's going to be hard to get in there because you've got angles, right? That's why smaller items, like, I just chuck hats. This stuff's been up there for a long time. It's been on touring trips. It's been on 4-wheel tracks. It doesn't fall off, guys. It doesn't, because there's an edge there. And we've put a bit of this, I'll just show you, that matting type thing that, what, what you put in the bottom of drawers and stuff like that. You could put some rubber carpet, mats like that as well if you like, whatever you like, right? Whatever you like, it doesn't bother me. We've got a box of tissues, we've got some cashews, we've got a hat, some towels, some masks, toilet paper, stubby hole. You can put stuff up there loose like that. It doesn't slide around, it doesn't move, it doesn't jump out. It's locked in. The cargo barriers at the front end stops anything going forward, although we have got that mat that goes along, up in this tray, and it folds up a little bit like that it doesn't block your vision at all. Your vision is completely below here, which is why it's set at that height. So it's completely using up wasted space, which is just absolutely awesome. Which obviously the downside to that is it limits what size we can put. We used to have other items that we put in here, like in the other cut, that you just stuff it in there, and you could even have things pushed over to the side towards the window, like your sleeping bag, and of course, because we've got storage down the side of each side of the storage system as well, whatever, you can access even easier from the back doors, from the back seat area. But it's really good. But you can see the problem if you had bags that you wanted to Velcro and strap underneath here. If you haven't got a storage system, that might work for you, but it's not going to give you much storage. Small things, small bags, it's not going to give you much. What you really need is the shelf. You've got to remember lightweight stuff. So whether you're stuffing jackets up there, clothing you're not going to use or spare, you might have a shirt that you put on and off regularly, blocks of sun, hats, you know, bits and pieces like that, right? That's what I think. It's lightweight. It's easily accessible. Like the stuff we don't use, I've probably got some other stuff further to the back of that shelf that it's like spare. It could be a whole row of dunny rolls because you're going to use them eventually on the trip. You can still reach, no problem. You can reach through to the back and get it, but you put the things you're not going to use up the back there, and the things that you just want. You know, I need a stubby holder. Right, quick, I need a dunny roll, or I need some tissues or a hat. You know what I mean? That's how I use it anyway. Certainly bags wouldn't work for me because I'd have to go pull the bag. And you got to think about weight. The bag limits what you can fit up there because you've just combined a space into another smaller space. So what will fit in that bag now? And then, you know, other things won't fit, and the bags are going to take up all the space. So look, each to their own. Just have a think about it. Don't go, gee, I need to get myself one of them, because everybody seems to go, I need one of them. So think about this shelf whether you need it or not. Think about the bags whether you need it or not. It's top quality. It's rock solid. I'm going to give it a bit of a... Look, it's mounted at the handles there. There's a bit of flex at this end. You know, you can probably get 3 mil of movement out of it, but the other end's rock solid. I don't think you have to have the cargo barrier. I think there's another piece you can get that mounts on the front. That's I'm not sure how it works because I haven't got one, but I know actually that you can have this tray. Check on the Kaon website, kaon.com.au, if you want to get this roof thing. But the cargo barrier is awesome, of course, because if you've got stuff in the back, particularly for us, that's super lightweight. It's easy to fit. Right, that is screwed on the back of the storage system rather than on the headrest, so we can still fold the seats down. We've got the extra storage behind the seats down here behind the storage system, so maximising the use of space. For us, I like it to, then I can see through, okay? And on this system you can see we haven't even got a back on it, right? Again, this is rock solid as well. It's not going anywhere. The whole car will rock around before that moves. It doesn't need a back on it, and what that means is when we're not travelling and touring, you can see straight out. You can't. You're up here at this angle, right? Rear view mirror straight out the back. But all I can see in the rear view mirror is this one sheet. Okay. Anyway, guys, this is meant to be a review for you on the top shelf. It is rock solid. It is screwed 1, 2, 3, 4 screws to that other section at the front. It doesn't move anywhere. But I would highly recommend for anyone, for your own safety, to grab the cargo barrier as well, because it works really well together. It stops anything you store in the back here from, you know, in an accident. Worst case scenario, you want to avoid that, but if you do, it stops things coming forward, and it's been proven a number of times safety wise that it's worked really well. People having head-ons and rolling their vehicles, unfortunately, so it does happen. So you might want to think about that, because things can be missiles, things that could come from this area and come and hit you. Okay, so we already know about that, don't we? You don't need me to tell you about that. What else can I say about it? So just have a think about it, guys, whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. Just thought I'd get you thinking, because I know what people are like. They go, oh yeah, that looks good, they're great, and they get it, and then you go, oh, all I can fit in there's a toothbrush and a hairdryer, you know, like sort of thing. And then you're trying to fit them up there, and if you care about your view, you know, I don't like scratching this up, you know, and you got an angle there, right? It's like, oh, so what do you got to leave it half empty so you can squash the bags in? The bags are going to be taking up the half the space up there. The bags are going to be taking up half the space. So just think about that. And of course, they're probably not going to be cheap either, you know what I mean? I mean, if they're $5-10 each, you know, you could get a couple, you could put a couple in the middle, and you leave the space at the side for the smaller things, rather than have, say, 4 up there, for example. You know, just have a think about it, you know what I mean? Or you might just go, let me just suck it and see, and use it like this, see what Ant's doing, it works for him. There's kind of sides on there as well, so I'll tell you right now, I promise you, nothing has ever fallen off the front, the rear, or the sides. Not once, not one item at all whatsoever has fallen off. I don't hear any movement from it, ever. And nothing's moved that I know of. Everything stays in its place, you know what I mean? So I'll just, you know, everything sort of just stays there. It's like it's meant to be. It's an absolutely awesome design. And of course, some people might say the shelf needs to be longer, but that's where this comes into it. You need to be in a little bit so that you can get your stuff up there. And believe it or not, the door curves in as well. So you run out of space here, and you need to be able to get your items in there. So for us now, with this vehicle, a lot of that, everything's got to have a place. Everything's got to fit somewhere. So if we fill that whole area up with dunning paper, well, we've got problems, I think. But anyway, underneath here, the jackets and stuff like that, you could still squash down a sleeping bag in between that space there, and get that, you know, jacket, sleeping bag, whatever. Smaller items is the idea. Lightweight though, guys. Just think lightweight. What are you going to put up there? Think lightweight, because you want to keep the weight down. The more weight that goes higher in the vehicle, the more it's going to affect your body roll and your handling, and every little bit adds up, believe it or not. So think about that with your roof. We'll have a separate video on roof limits and stuff like that, and whether it's the strength of the roof and all the things you've got to take into account, because people have been asking about that. And that's about it, guys. So we're out of here. I think I've everything I can say. Bada bing, bada boom. That's review for you on the Kaon rear storage shelf. Sorry, Kaon, stock up, because the people that didn't know about it, they're going to buy one. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, subscribe, turn the bell on, and yeah, if that got you thinking, please give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. See ya.